Hey folks, it's Jake here. You're finally going to see the video about this Dalstrong knife. I'm always going to say the name of this wrong, so I'm going to apologize ahead of time. The style of this knife is a Kiritsuke, and I know that's wrong. I'm not even trying to do an accent. For some reason, it just comes out weird when I say it that way. Dalstrong has had this knife out for a while, and I've owned this knife for, well, it's about 10 months that I haven't owned it for 10 months. I first got it about 10 months ago. And this was my very first Dalstrong knife. This is how I got started in the brand. I bought this one from my own shekels, my own cash. And I loved it so much that I contacted Dalstrong, and that started our relationship. I recorded a video for this, a full review, and then I gave it to my daughter. Because, you know, it was a special event for my daughter. And so I lost the footage. Well, I didn't lose the footage. I lost it, not in the sense of I couldn't find it. I lost it in the sense that it got damaged. I had only put my footage on a external USB hard drive, and it died. And I couldn't get the data off of it. It got totally, you know, the drive was just totally gone. And no, I can't send it to somebody else. I used to be a network engineer. I used to have my own computer business. It was a computer tech support business where I recovered hard drives as my primary skill. And no, I couldn't get the data back. It was gone. So I'm just going to give you a bit of a video today, not a proper review. I borrowed it back from my sister. I borrowed it back from my daughter so I could make at least some video about it. And we don't have time because it's our family gathering weekend, my anniversary and all that stuff. So I'm just going to record a little bit of an overview of this knife and then give it back to her. So I'll put this on the desktop. Keep watching. Okay, so the first thing that you notice is, yes, like the other Dalstrongs, you've got this really nice plastic guard. So it's really good for, you know, if you need to keep it somewhere in a drawer or somewhere where it can get bumped around, or if you want to travel with it or whatever. Great way to store it. And each Dalstrong of every category, every series, I should say, has these kinds of covers. So that's really, really good. Fits in there very well and protects it. And there's enough holes in it all over to allow any moisture out, but do dry your knives before you put them away if you just should. Okay, so I'm not going to talk about all the details. We've got this pack of wood, I believe it's pack of wood handle, 3 pins that hold it together. Nice Dalstrong etching on there. And it's sort of an oval kind of shape. There you go. You can see the shape of the handle. So it comes thinner at the bottom, a little wider at the top, and a little bit flattish on the side, so you can always tell which way you're holding the knife, which is very good. It's got a very slight belly on here. Oh, it just needs to be washed again. There's just a slight residue on there. So it's got just a bit of a belly, not much at all. It's pretty close to flat. So here's a flat surface, so you can see it rocks just a little bit. If you put it flat in the middle, then you've got like a little over 1/8 of an inch on either end. And that's the name of this kind of shape, the Kiritsuke. The steel for this blade is X50 CR MOV 14. A lot of people wrongly think that it's a German steel. They wrongly think that is the same as the 4116 steel. And it's very similar, except for it's got just a tiny bit less chromium. The 4116 is XCR50 MOV 15. It's got 15% chromium. This has got 14% chromium. So it's just slightly less chromium, which makes it just slightly harder than 4116, which is a good thing on a kitchen knife. We've got a very thin edge on this knife, a very sharp angle, around 15 degrees, 14 to 16 degree per side angle on each side of this blade. And the finer the angle, the easier it is to cut. Thin blade on the back here. I'll give you the measurement of the thickness of the stock here on the screen. And then the thickness behind the grind at the edge is on the screen right here as well. I'll get that information later. And I'll be editing this video after everybody's gone from the holidays, I think. So it's a really cool knife. Dalstrong series. It cuts very well. If you like this blade shape, but you want a more expensive knife, they've got this Kiritsuke in 4 of their different series of knives. This is their most budget friendly. Right now it's $57.77 US or $75.53 Canadian. That's at Amazon.com or Amazon.ca, which is the primary way that they sell. They also sell on their Dalstrong.com website. You can get this in the Phantom series, which uses AUS 8, which has a Rockwell hardness around 58. This steel is a Rockwell hardness of around 56, maybe a little bit higher. AUS 8, it's around 58 Rockwell. And an angle on the edge here is just a tiny bit sharper yet. The price for this, I just have the US price. Instead of $57.77, it is $79.72 right now. There's a sale going on all of these right now. Or you can get it with AUS 10V. That's in their Shogun series. And I did a knife recently with their AUS 10V. That has a Rockwell hardness around 62, and it's just under $120 US for that knife. And they've got their newest series is their Omega series, and for that they use BD1N-V steel, and that's got a Rockwell of around 63 or slightly higher, and it is $149.77. And that's got a very sharp angle per side of roughly 10 degrees, give or take a little bit. Just like with their AUS 10V, it's around 10 degrees, give or take a little bit per side. So the sharper the angle is and the more narrow the blade is at the edge, the easier it slices. And you can see my other Dalstrong videos. I've got other Gladiator knives, and the cutting ability of the edge and everything is just as good. The difference is simply the shape of the blade and how it's used. So this knife is not used so much for a rocking motion. So those people, imagine this is your tabletop. Those people who like to cut like this knife isn't that much for that type of person. This is a knife that's for the type of person that likes to, do this kind of cutting, where you're tapping, you're going. The person who likes to do that kind of cutting, either really quickly or, put an edge down and just go whack like a lever. It'll work that way too. All their knives work in a number of ways. That works very, very well, but it's made primarily for that type of cutting. I'm not a chef, so take that with a grain of salt. You might watch some chef videos and, maybe find a video that says how to use a Kiritsuke, and you might find some really good footage. This knife has got a little bit of a thickness on the bolster here up to the heel, but it's back up far enough so that it doesn't touch the tabletop when you're cutting. Some of these knives where they've got the bolster coming all the way down to the cutting edge, you sharpen the knife a couple of times and now that end is lower than the cutting edge, which means you're unable to get the edge all the way flat down on the surface that you're cutting on. So I don't prefer this type of blade that much. Their other lines of Kiritsukes are made differently. So if you don't like that either, bump up to the AUS 8 series, perhaps the Phantom series or their Shogun, whatever. It's totally up to you, especially when the prices are right now. So your post-Christmas shopping, if you didn't get what you want, or you realized you didn't get somebody what they really want and you want to get them a knife now, consider getting a Dalstrong knife. It's a North American company. They do have their knives made in China, but it's a North American company that, employs people from North America to, do their designing and their working and their all that other stuff. And then they just have the knives made in China, just like most knives these days. I've spoken with it's a family run business. I've spoken with them. They have a very, very high standard. The guarantees, the warranties, whatever you want to call it on these knives is very high. I'll give you a link to their warranty so you can read it for yourself. I don't have time to discuss it on this video, but this is a premium high carbon German steel, great long blade, 8.5 inches. And I highly recommend it. I really wanted to give you a full review. Unfortunately, I already told you why I can't do that. And I don't want to keep this for a long time because when you give something to somebody, it's just not right to ask for it back, right? So I just asked her to bring it along this weekend, and here's that video. I should have cleaned it up a little bit better. I guess she didn't clean it quite as well as I would have. She's got little kids. She's got three small children. So she's a very busy mom. So thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. And remember, guys, if you're looking for a very good kitchen knife, a cook knife, everybody from chefs to home cooks love Dalstrong knives. Just watch the reviews. For every item, there's some stupid reviews, but just read the essence of the reviews, and you'll find that a lot of people love Dalstrong knives. I suspect that you're going to see this video on either New Year's Day or the day after. At least that's when I'm going to post it. So Happy New Year to everyone. Have a great year. Bye for now.